So when we asked them about the causes of gender violence, they gave us a very wide range of reasons. And it is impossible to establish a link between the kind of women, their country of origin, their age, or other personal characteristics, and their reasons they gave. The only relation we found was that the women with a higher level of education tend to explain gender violence in attending more to structural variables than those who had less education. They report different causes, characteristics and personal problems. Do you believe, and I do these questions to you now, do you believe that the cause of the gender violence is or are our characteristics and personal problems? For example, do you believe that the personality is the main cause of gender violence? Do you believe that a peculiar personality, like the immigrant women report and that you can find in the literature, for example, the jealous man, is the main cause of gender violence? Do you believe that the use and abuse of alcohol or other drugs is the main cause of gender violence? Or do you believe that the stress, the daily stress, if you have bad works, if you have a lot of problems in your daily life, is a cause or a main cause of gender violence? What do you think? Any of you want to? I would like to stop here and ask you about this. For example, drugs or alcohol, what do you think?
I don't think that none of the causes that you asked us about account for gender violence as the main factor. I think that they all combine themselves and then give as a result gender violence. The alcohol case, to improve that alcohol increases, well, decreases inhibition and causes violence. If you add to that some people are alcoholics and they need alcohol to feel better, that is another cause to violence. Not only the consumption, but also the illness, the mental illness that is alcoholism. But what I wanted to answer is that there is no single unitarian factor that alcohol is.
So you bet for a multifactorial theory or explanation of gender violence. Yes, of course, but think that we are talking about gender violence and we are not talking about violence. So when we are talking about gender violence, what are we talking about? And I make this question for you. Not specifically for you, but for you and your mates. When we are talking about gender violence, what are we talking about? Can you speak louder, please? Yeah. So, for example, in my case and in your case, imagine I beat you because you are a woman. And I beat you because I think I have the right to say you what you have to do. Because I am a man and you are a woman. But I can be violent against you, have a violent behavior against you, but but this behavior can be classified as gender violent or not. So I can be violent, but when my violence is called gender violence, it is for something. It is because I behave in this way because you are a woman, and I think I have power over you. So to try to explain gender violence in terms of personality or in terms of use and abuse of alcohol, of course I can be violent, but if I beat you, in the case of the alcohol, probably I drink a lot, and probably it is true, but alcohol doesn't make me to beat you because you are a lady, you know? Of course, it could be, it can trigger, facilitate. But from our point of view, the main reason of gender violence, it has to be with cosmovision. It has to be with a vision in which men has the power and women are under men in different life dimensions. This is why sometimes you hear a lot of people say that, gender violence has two directions, from women to men and from men to women. And the second is not true. When, of course, women are violent against men, but this is not gender violence. This is violence because other reasons, but not by gender. And it is very important that you realize about this. And it is important that all the societies share a patriarchal, in some sense, a patriarchal cosmovision of the relationships between genders. See? Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. So we also had women explain gender violence in terms of couple conflict. And in the case of the North African women, they refer the respect, a specific concept to understand the position of a person in the society, to be respectful, and specifically a concept to refer men and women in their relations. And as I said before, women and especially women with higher levels of education gave us structural explanations. But it was very surprising, because when one woman in the group gave a structural explanation, the rest started to agree. And with the rest of the explanation, the explanations, the rest were able to argue, no me sale, Joder. Sorry about that.